don't give a fuck. You're tripping with JJ.
Wow!
Fuck you, asshole.
Tell your bitch I said hi, nigga. Orientation or otherwise, you out your motherfucking mind.
I don't really I don't sexualize the experience of like my children. That's something that should happen
Nigga, that's
organically.
motherfucking neglect and abuse at the same motherfucking damn time.
Why is that neglect and abuse?
You don't know how to give the child what they need. You giving them what you think they fucking
First
need.
of all, what do
you
you
giving
mean?
the child what you think they need. You don't know. You just admitted we don't know what a 5-year-old or we don't know.
What
So
I
how
said
can you
is
give
I
somebody?
don't.
How can you give somebody?
I don't
give?
focus on the sexual orientation or sexualize like my child.
So then
in
they
any
shouldn't
way.
be allowed to fucking raise a child if they can't do the job, knowingly that the child is going to grow up healthy without any traumatic experiences.
Why are you so focused on a 5-year-old sexual orientation?
Because this is
And why
happening
is
in
it-
the world. This is happening
And it
right
is,
now.
and if it
This
shows
is
up
happening. So we
organic-
got to address the issue.
Yes, and we are. So let's say this happens organically, and your 5-year-old wants to just, with no subjection, wants to express sexual orientation at 5 years old.
The fuck are you talking about? A 5-year-old want to experience fucking sexual orientation.
You are the one who keeps posing this question that how is a parent not focused on the gender of the parent, but how is a parent, because any parent is going to have to deal with this. Some people are going to choose to handle it differently.
I ain't never
But
said parents.
however, you have
I
this
said
fixed.
two dicks. Difference.
Yeah, and I don't know why you're so focused on
Because
genitalia.
it's a child.
I mean, you got a lot of dicks coming out of your mouth. Like,
We talking about two men
people,
racing.
we're talking about human
give a
beings.
fuck. You talking about men and men racing a child, and then you trying to say
Okay.
that child is not going to be affected psychologically. That's what the fuck you telling me.
No, they don't have to be, because hopefully those are two healthy, well-informed, independent thinking adults, and well-informed is, being in tune with where we are right now in life. And in life, there are people who choose to express themselves in many expressions, some that don't align with me at all. And I understand it's not for me to be focused on their journey and to try to understand why they choose to express their life like that. It's important for me to understand how I choose to intentionally show up in this life. And what I choose is to respect everyone's journey, no
Yes.
matter how it differs from my own.
Whatever.
I
Listen.
release those expectations and that control.
Yes, I agree. I agree to disagree. That's
Okay.
my answer. I agree. You can live your life. You can have whatever child. You can raise whatever child. You can go out and paint pink hair, purple hair. You could tell that child they're blue and they're really yellow. You could do that. My gripe here is they're fucking inevitable consequences that the child is going to face because of the choices you guys are fucking making. Period.
First of all, you
could
don't
say-
make any choice for
Yeah,
your
you
child
making-
ever. Your
you-
child is always going to
Which
have
one
to make
is
the
it? You said you
choices.
could make a choice for the child at 5. Now you telling me you can't.
I never said that.
You said at 5 you could make a decision for the child.
I never said that.
You telling me a child could comprehend a full-fledged adult environment. That's what you telling me.
I'm telling you that
No, that's what you said.
From birth, the mental capacity of a human being, from the fetal to in the months, the mental capacity is really great, especially from the 3 to 9 month range, and then it has like another peak from 10 to, I'd say, about 5 or 6 years old. It's really active. But yeah, they have that. They really have that full brain
And
capacity.
you fucking delusional. You
I'm
full
not
of shit. You don't
delusional.
know what the fuck you're talking about when it comes to
But yet
a
you've done no
5-year-old
research
brain.
on this.
A 5-year-old brain is you telling me they're developed enough to comprehend
Yes.
what's beyond comprehensible for that particular age. It's mind is still developing.
Well,
the mind is still on develop.
Like, honestly, I don't believe that a child, a 5-year-old, would be focused on its sexual orientation. Like, because of the environment that we live in and the child being subjected to the environment, it probably will have these questions arise. And me as a parent, yes, I would be equipped to create a well, independent thinking adult. That's who I'm nurturing. So if that question in that scenario organically showed up in my relationship with my child, I would be able to help my child to understand that people in this life, when it comes to sexual orientation, they will express themselves in a slew and array of ways, and that's the reality that we live in. And I'm not gonna force a reality on my child to say
that's what you're
this
doing.
Is what it is. No, I'm not.
Yeah.
No, that's the truth.
You in the household,
you think that people don't, that they're not transgender people, whatever people choose to identify with, it exists.
Who cares what you choose to identify yourself with? Who cares how you choose to live your life? Who cares who the fuck you want to fuck, who the fuck you want to suck? All I'm saying is leave the child out of it.
What the child got to do with anything?
Yeah, what the child got to do with it?
The child has to understand that that's the life we live in. And
nigga, don't force. That's the force. You're forcing.
I'm not forcing anything.
The child got to understand. You said the child got to understand. No, the child fucking don't.
It doesn't have to do anything, but what I would do is say, hey, this is the reality that we live in.
Live your life. Suck your dick. Whoever the fuck you want to fuck. Do what the fuck you want to do. Don't put the child in the middle.
The child isn't in the middle.
What?
The child has to be introduced to the environment that he's coming into.
The middle.
Well, of course, it's going to be in the middle.
He's in the middle. Inevitably.
Everybody is.
Inevitably.
We're all
right.
Everyone.
Psychological abuse.
There's no psychological.
There's no psychological abuse with a child being raised in a wrong in a fucking
psychological abuse. If you want to deal with the reality.
You don't want to acknowledge reality.
I'm not acknowledging anything.
You're not
you don't want to
acknowledge
reality.
I do.
Then the reality is that we live in a world where people choose to express themselves in many expressions in life, including in sexual orientation. It's here, it's evident, and it's going to become more evident because they have that right.
Leave the child the fuck out of it.
The child is a part of life.
Nigga, you can't make a child. You have no right to sit there and raise one.
Exactly. No one has the right to make a child do anything.
You don't have a right to sit there and tell this child all of these wrong things like, this is mommy and daddy. No, nigga.
What? Who is saying that? What are you talking about?
You saying people have a right to live their life.
They do.
I agree.
They do.
I agree.
They do.
I agree. But you don't have a fucking right to subject a child to psychological, traumatical, and otherwise emotional bad experiences. You don't have that fucking right. I don't care who you are, how much money you got, how much experience or scholars you fucking have. You don't have that right. Live your life. Leave the child out of it. That's my whole argument. I don't hate you. I don't discriminate against you. If you want to put on pink, I don't give a fuck. If you want to flip your dick, put it back. Who do give a... Leave the child the fuck out of it. Don't run down the block, pick up a child, and pass on that motherfucking psychological shit to the child. He has nothing to do with it. He's a victim of circumstances, and he's paying the fucking price for your choices. That's the problem I have.
Exactly. I think you put the nail in the coffin right there. The reality is that children are going to continue to show up in the world. And they're going to be able to show up in this life however they choose to show up. You to even think that like you have control or that's your responsibility or this is your property to make function in a special particular way in life, that's delusional.
No, don't get this conversation twisted.
It's not twisted. I'm not done. I let you talk.
Okay.
Like I said, the reality is we live in a world where people get to express their most authentic truth. And in our current reality, that is expressed in a very diverse plane. So diverse that some people can't even wrap their minds around it. But it does not change the fact that it exists. My child needs to know that. Because that is the reality that my child would be coming into and with in the world. And my child needs to be able to make well-informed decisions, what is going to feel and be good for their mental health. I can only just be a part of their journey and assist and show up as best as I can. That's no different from what anyone else is trying to do in this life. People are living and learning and having experiences.
You done? You done?
What is delusional about that?
It's unfucking realistic for you to sit there and say it's the same to the other side. Because you're saying we all equal.
We are.
In what fucking ways?
And this is what I mean by being so grounded in the body that you forget that you're more than just flesh and bone.
Yes, we know that.
And if you know
We
that, then why are you
that.
so
We
focused
know
on
that.
these
What I'm
finite
saying-
terms in life?
Why you are not?
Why am I not?
Yeah.
Because I learned to accept.
You learn to
The
skip fucking
journey.
reality.
No.
Yeah. You
There's-
jump the fuck past reality.
There is no
and
escaping
created
reality.
your own delusional world.
No, we're in it. Trust me,
Now
we're in
we,
it.
you.
No, we're all in this together. Okay, we all
Nah,
here
you on
living
your own in
and
that
learning.
motherfucker.
Like I said,
Listen.
it's the reality.
Listen,
It's-
I don't disagree with what
it's-
you're saying. I don't disagree that people can live their life, feel the way they
They
feel.
are. People
That's
are.
beautiful. Perfect.
They are, and they
I
will,
live my
and
life
they will
out.
continue
That's
to do
perfect.
that
Listen, I applaud that.
on a grander scale.
That's great. We love that. Please bring
We
all
call
the
that
fucking
evolution.
Yes, that's nice. Keep your motherfucking evolution the fuck away from these kids. That's my motherfucking
No,
argument here.
well,
You can do
that's-
what you want. The fuck you dragging
And
the
that's
kids
the
in
thing.
for?
That's like that.
What the fuck you
crab
dragging the
pot-
kids in for?
No, you want to drag the kids.
You talking about two parents of the same whatever could raise a child in a healthy
can.
environment. The fuck they can.
They can and they
They
have.
looking up and seeing two men looking at nigga.
And they
How the
will
fuck I got
continue
here?
to.
You pissed me out? How?
They will explain. The fact that you don't think that a kid could understand that, it shows me how the limitations you put on a child's mind. And I understand.
Science prove a child mind is not developed till at least 25.
Science proves more than that.
They proved that.
There's certain, if you're talking psychological, from that standpoint, there's going to be certain psychological milestones that happens based on opinion and things like that and experience.
You're not going to acknowledge this fact.
I
are
am
you?
going to acknowledge this
You're
fact.
not going to recognize this, are you?
Here's the fact remains. Like I keep telling you, to simplify it, there are people who choose to show up in children's life to love them unconditionally, and not to say this is how I want you to see life, and you should only see it through this lens.
Even if it's abusive?
Anything other than unconditional love is abusive.
Like what?
So, loving your child with conditions, that's abusive.
What conditions?
That's what I mean by factionalism and making things on finite terms. When you as a parent say that your child needs to think and be a certain way, whose
stuck as
will
fuck.
is that?
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, what?
Fact remains.
The fact remains, when you want your child to show up in life, to be and think and behave in a certain way, whose will is that?
A parent's job.
So wait.
Wait, let me explain the
can you
parent's job.
answer- I didn't ask
I'm
you
gonna
what a parent job
Okay.
is. I asked you whose will is that?
To what?
When you want your child to show up in the world a certain way, if you want them to think a certain way, if you feel like they should behave a certain way, if you feel like they should have certain things, when you have created these scenarios and these boxed in perceptions of how your child is supposed to exist in life, whose will is that?
God's will. God want the parents to show them right from wrong. Right from wrong is God's will. Understand that.
But
Understand that. You asked a question.
Yes.
You asked a question.
so
Let
you
me answer your
understand
question.
that, and then that's fine. That is, God is the Alpha and the Omega, correct? The beginning and
So
the
he
end.
wrong?
No,
He wrong?
he's never wrong.
So who's wrong?
But you can be.
So who's wrong?
That's, you just said it's not your
who's
will.
Wrong?
Who's wrong?
Yeah, if God ain't wrong, who's wrong?
I don't think God would ever be wrong.
If
but
he's
it's
not,
human.
then somebody got to be.
Yeah, your flesh.
Nigga.
Yeah.
Listen here.
I mean, I don't put a right or wrong to it because I just think.
What you mean?
Because really, because
What do you mean?
I needed to clear. That's why I say when I'm high, I have delayed responses. But
Clearly.
I'm back on my gravy train, mask off. Yeah, there ain't no right or wrong to things.
There's
Things
no right
just
or wrong
are.
to things.
Yes, there
So
are.
when you break the law, that's right.
What the hell are you talking
What the
about?
fuck are you talking about? There's
What
no
is
right or
law?
wrong.
So there's man law and there's natural law.
Nigga, you break the law, you go to jail.
That's man law or natural law.
Okay.
Is that man's
That's man law. That's man
Okay.
law. That's man law.
right.
Answer your question. Now, let's get to the right or wrong with a child.
And let's get to the natural law and not that superficial bullshit. Because I really don't resonate there.
You
And I'm
running from
kinda-
it?
No, I'm
It
not
sounds
running
like you're
from
running.
it. I'm not running
You
from
hate
it at
the
all.
truth?
It's not the truth.
Do you hate the truth?
I'm asking you. Do you hate the truth? Because
I'm
we have
telling
to
you the
deal with the
truth.
truth.
I
So
love
the-
it.
the
I love
truth-
it.
the
I
truth is
love the
natural
truth.
law.
I love the truth that anybody, anywhere, anyhow can live whatever life they want. That's the truth.
That is the truth.
I love that. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
But when you start to inflict your own will and
There's
psychological,
no inflicting your own will in that.
Nigga.
You literally,
nigga,
like, it's like
nigga,
the
if you
hypocrisy.
motherfucking tell a child,
You can't tell a child, you cannot tell a child shit, and that's
oh, now you
that's-
can't tell a
that's
child
the
shit?
trauma, and that's
oh,
the psychological
now,
damage.
Now
there.
you can't tell a child shit.
No, you can create.
But you just said you could tell a child, a 5-year-old, about an adult environment, and they would understand. You said they would understand, and then you telling me you can't tell a child shit.
The language is problematic. You really can, if you can share your experience with people, that's really all you can do. And that's the
Fucking
truth.
confused and
I'm not
delusional. What side you on?
Listen,
What side are you on?
what can you tell the child?
You telling me one thing and then you switching to the next.
I'm not. Listen, I'm simplifying it for you.
No,
We gonna
man.
sit-
You just
listen.
told me.
Here's the
can't- you-
reality. Here's
Yeah,
the reality.
you're running from that. You're running
No,
from
no,
that.
we're not going to run from reality.
So break it down.
Hey, listen. Here is the reality. The reality is we can only share our experiences with each other here.
Even at the expense of a child.
The child is a person. We are
Answer the
all
question.
people.
Yes or no? Even
Here is the
at
reality.
the expense of
A child is a person.
Nigga,
A child is a person.
live your life.
This is why people like
Do what
beat
you
their
wanna do.
children because they don't think
Live
they don't
your
think
life.
they're equal individuals.
Live your life. Do whatever
Let's
you want
deal
to
with
do.
reality. Is
Just
a child not a
don't-
person?
Don't shove that bullshit down
Is
the
a
kids.
child not a
don't
person?
shove that shit down these kids'
Is
face.
a child not a person?
What the fuck
Is a child not a person? It's a yes or no question. Is a child a person?
You running from the truth.
You running from the truth.
You running from the truth.
Look me in my eyes.
You running from the
Is
truth.
a child not a person? You
That's
want to tell
being-
me that a child
that's-
ain't a person?
That's being a no. I'm telling
a
you,
child a person?
I'm telling you, a child got to be respected.
Is a child? They do because they're a person, and
Then
just because
why,
a child
if the
is
child
where
is a
they
person,
are
if the
on
child-
in the plane
if
of
the
time,
child is the person-
is a child not a soul?
If the child,
is a child not
then why
a
you
person?
treating it like that?
I don't treat it like anything.
Why you treating
you
it?
do.
No, you telling me
You're telling me childs
it's
can't
healthy.
comprehend
It's
when
healthy
they very well
for
can.
two male to raise a child in a household. That's healthy.
Is a child not a person?
When you don't know,
and depending,
you don't know what that child
the terms
needs.
of
You
healthy
don't know
is
what
going
that
to be
child
dependent
needs.
on everyone's
You don't
perception.
know what the child needs. So how
Nobody
can you
knows what a child
effectively
needs
ra-
until they build that effective relationship. You have to learn your child. You have to study your child. You have to be patient enough to cultivate a relationship to understand who showed up to you in this life and how are you going to create the most healthy, well-informed, independent thinking soul who can live life for themselves, not for the expectations of others, not for the delusional realities of others, but one that is cultivated and created by their own self. A child is a person.
We know that.
That person can understand when you cultivate that relationship effectively.
100%.
It's healthy to give
100%.
that child the reality in which it is going to be experiencing.
Even if they're affected
And
by it.
also allowing that child to know
Know what?
that they have the power to choose how they choose to show up in this life and experience it.
By you forcing it down their
You
throat?
don't force anything.
That's
You
what the
allow
fuck you doing.
you allow that person to make their own choices independently, hopefully well informed, and loved unconditionally.
How can you allow when you're forcing?
What you mean? How can
You
you?
can't do
You don't
both.
force shit.
You forcing.
How you forcing life?
You forcing your concept and your beliefs.
You don't force concepts and shit. Nothing. All you do is share your experience. That's it. That's all.
Nigga,
And you
what?
share it honestly and you share it authentically.
Nigga, what?
And hopefully you sharing your experiences and not experiences of fucking others. Just repeating trauma and lies and bullshit. Be real with your children. Be honest. That's what these children need. The reality of life.
I agree with everything you're saying.
Yeah, no,
right
you
there
don't.
with that
That's-
honesty
yeah.
shit. Absolutely. But stick to what you're saying. Be honest with your children. Then don't raise them in a contradictory and fucking environment.
What's the contradictive
Where's
environment?
the fucking honesty in that?
Where's the contradicting?
Where
is the
is the
contradiction
honesty?
in unconditional love?
Where is the honesty?
Where's the contradiction in unconditional love?
Say that what?
Where is the contradiction in unconditional love? Loving and accepting someone, that child is someone
It's
wherever they are.
Let me tell you the
teaching them to
contradictory.
love and accept other people unconditionally
You asked me a
wherever they
question.
are, because their journey ain't got shit to do with them. But they have to show up in this life intentionally, because how they show up in this life is going to affect other people around them. And may they make conscious, well, wholesome choices. I'm not going to be able to control the choices that they make, but I will love them and support them unconditionally through them all. And that's what I would be as a parent.
I applaud you.
I show up for them like my creator shows up for me
applaud you.
unconditionally.
I applaud you.
Thank you.
It's a
It's no
controversial
applaud.
topic.
It's not. It's something I'm really passionate about.
I admire you for that.
It is. It's
That's
something
good.
I'm-
That's great.
I'm truly-
Absolutely. Okay.
Yeah.
You stand by your beliefs. I stand
Yeah.
by my belief. I don't
believe
believe
that.
in your belief. Fuck me for not believing my belief. Fuck you for not believing my belief, right? Who cares? At the end of the day, you're going to live your life. I'm going to live my life. Everybody going to live their life.
Yeah. And I believe that all paths lead
I'm just
to
saying.
light.
I'm just saying. Look,
Gotta respect
live your life. Fuck who you want to fuck. Suck who you want to fuck. Change your hair.
Why are you so focused
change
on the
your
sexual,
brain, okay? Just leave the little bubbly dumpling out of it. That's all. The end.
Can you?
That's
You
it.
never
That's it.
answer. You want to dodge reality. You don't want to admit that children are people. They're persons.
I said they're people. I said they're
Children
they're
are people.
Yeah. What are you talking about?
Children are people.
Yeah.
They also have the mental capacity to. Their mind is amazing. And it is-
Children have a limited mental understanding capacity, whatever the fuck you want to call it, until they're fully developed. They're developing when they're growing.
What
So how
I'm
the
trying
fuck
to-
can they have a full mental
Listen,
capacity?
did you know that babies?
How can a child have a full mental capacity when they're still developing.
What I'm trying to help
No,
you to
fucking no try to nothing.
is
How?
if when a child is a newborn, that child has the mental capacity to understand and recognize every language in this universe. And that's already been proven scientifically.
Yeah.
And as the baby develops, it's usually only honed into one specific language. A lot of the Eastern cultures will subject their children from birth to multiple languages so that that child can be multilingual or bilingual. You see it a lot in Asia. By 3, their children can speak multiple languages. They can play instruments. They are swimming. They are doing Chinese college level arithmetic. And this is by the age of 3 to 4 years old. Babies have the mental capacity to comprehend way greater than what science can even fathom. And that's the power of the creator.
Okay.
So this has already been experienced through science, which means it's already a reality of ours through our experiences. So the fact that you think that children can't comprehend how to be loving, how to be kind, how to accept people for whoever they are, wherever they are, that includes mommy, daddy and mommy, whatever the hell they want to be. What's most important is they be supportive, unconditionally loving, and hopefully raising an independent thinking adult.
Again.
Not abusing them, dumping all their psychological trauma and
again.
preconceived connotations and factionalisms.
I agree. Everyone has the right. Everyone has the right. Everyone has their right. Live your life. Yeah. Yes, you can do all of that. But what I'm saying is, who pays that price? That's my argument.
Remember I told you in the beginning when we sat down that, I live my life because I'm the only one that can be accounted for it. That's all of us. We have to take accountability for our own lives. A lot of times we don't. We don't take full accountability of our lives. And that comes from that traumatic experience that most of us have experienced in this life of not being able to set boundaries for ourselves, not being able to just neutrally experience reality, but being introduced to realities that weren't truly our own. So a lot of us who are existing right now on this earth, we are still moving through. Some of us are stuck in that trauma, and the awareness is such a blessing. There's a huge blessing, and I have a lot of gratitude to even be aware of experiences around me. I could be grounded, like more so from my ego of just thinking I know all and that everything is an end all be all. But it's just the experiences that I have with being yoked in the divine. It helps me to understand that things are greater than my understanding, and that's all for a purpose. And
I agree with you. Live your life how you want to live your life. Yeah. You have that right.
Everyone does.
Everyone does.
Including you.
I agree. We had a great conversation. Okay. I enjoyed it. No matter what you guys may think, I believe everyone has a right to live their life however they want. I just do also believe that there's consequences to how you do that, and I ain't gonna fucking change that. If you want to run with something, run with that.
And,
I believe,
and there's a perception.
You can live your life however you want to live your life, whoever you are, wherever you are, however. That's all good. Yes, you do. Please do that. But once you put a child in the middle of what you're doing, there will be severe consequences without a shadow of a doubt.
Absolutely.
I'm going to stick to that.
I agree with that.
You can run with whatever you want, but this is my shit. I'm going to run with everything else. Give a fuck. You can live your life.
I agree with that.
Okay.
How you show up in a child's life and what they experience is going to have a great ordeal on how they choose to express themselves in this life. And that's our responsibility. And we have to be more intentional with those choices.
Okay, we're getting ready to wrap this up. Any final words from you?
I want to say that, I'm always praying for us. And I do hope and I look forward to the day that we're all able to coexist and express our most highest authentic truth. Yeah.
I agree with you. Very well said. Let me get I'm tripping with motherfucking JJ.
I'm tripping with motherfucking JJ.
Facts. Appreciate you for coming on. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your support. Although we agree to disagree, I got no hate for you at all. You could disagree with every motherfucking single thing I say. Okay, at the end of the day, you're entitled to that. You have a right to that, and you can live your life however you choose to. That's your choice. And the same is for me and anybody else. So don't get it twisted. We're just having a decent conversation. Thank you for coming. I can't wait to see you come back. And we're going to wrap this motherfucker up. Like, share, subscribe, all of that bullshit, man. You know what I'm saying? Show a motherfucker some love, man. We out this bitch, nigga.
I don't give a fuck. You're tripping with JJ.
Wow!
Fuck you, asshole.
Tell your bitch I said hi, nigga.